It starts quietly, doesn't it? You wake up one morning, swing your legs over the bed, and realize your knees don't quite feel like they used to. The strength that once helped you lift grandkids or kneel in the garden, now it wavers. The walk to the kitchen feels longer, the chair feels lower, and sometimes getting up takes more effort than you're willing to admit. You pause in front of the mirror, tracing the outline of your arms, your legs. Was I always this thin? You wonder. You remember the days when you could lift a box, climb the stairs, open jars without hesitation. Not Olympian strength, but strong enough to feel steady, in control, capable. But now, your muscles whisper, they're tired, shrinking even. And with them, confidence can start to shrink too. Have you ever asked yourself, how do I want to age? Not just exist, but truly live. Because deep down, you know something vital. This body is your home. And like any home, it needs care, especially now. Strength isn't gone forever. It's waiting, quietly, to be rebuilt. And here's the hopeful truth. Rebuilding doesn't begin in a gym. It doesn't require heavy weights or complicated routines. It might just begin with one simple drink, a daily ritual that helps reverse muscle loss. Yes, a drink, not a miracle, not magic, but something real, backed by science, easy to prepare, easy to love. So stay with me, because this small change, it could be the beginning of strength returning, one sip at a time. Let's talk honestly for a moment about something we don't always say out loud. Losing muscle as we age doesn't just change the way we move. It changes the way we feel about ourselves. That little wobble when you step off the curb, the effort it takes to rise from your favorite recliner, the quiet fear of falling, of needing help, of becoming a burden. It's not just physical, it's emotional. Because when your strength fades, your independence feels like it's fading too. And that, more than the wrinkles or the gray hair, is what truly scares many seniors. The thought of not being able to take care of yourself, of watching your world shrink, from long walks to short steps, from busy days to long afternoons alone. But here's the truth. Most people never tell you. Muscle loss isn't just old age. It's not inevitable. Your body is still listening. And science now tells us that with the right nutrients, even at 70, 80, or beyond, you can rebuild. Not by chasing fads, not by sweating it out at the gym, but by giving your body what it's quietly asking for. Today, we're going to share something simple. One daily drink that research shows can support muscle repair, reduce weakness, and even reverse the slow decline. It's not a miracle, it's a tool. And it could help you walk taller, feel steadier, and reclaim some of the confidence you thought was gone for good. This is your body. This is your life. Let's take back control. Gently, one day at a time. You've probably heard it 100 times. Well, that's just part of getting older. The slower steps, the shrinking muscles, the feeling that your strength packed up and left while you were busy just trying to keep up with the years. But what if that wasn't the full story? What if what you've been calling aging is actually something your body has been trying to whisper to you? A quiet plea for support it hasn't been getting. You see, your muscles don't just disappear. They fade slowly when the fuel that builds and repairs them starts running low. And one of the most powerful tools to stop that process might already be in your kitchen. No, not a supplement aisle mystery or some miracle powder off the internet. I'm talking about a simple drink, something you can prepare in minutes. Something gentle, nourishing, and rooted in science. And here's the beautiful part. It's not just about your muscles. It's about waking up and not dreading the first step out of bed. It's about being able to garden again, lift your grandchild, or take that walk without fear of your legs giving way. Let me tell you a quick story. Mr. Harold, 79, from Ohio, told us he couldn't carry his groceries up the porch anymore. "I thought I was done," he said. Then, on his daughter's suggestion, he started drinking something most folks overlook. 3 weeks later, he wasn't running marathons, but he carried those bags again, with pride. So before you chalk it all up to just getting old, I invite you to pause, because the next part of this video is where it gets real. We're going to break down exactly what this daily drink is, how it works, and why it matters more now than ever. Ready? Understanding muscle loss isn't just old age, it's nutrition starvation. Let's start with a truth that might surprise you. Losing muscle isn't just a symptom of aging. It's often a sign of long-term undernourishment. And not in the way you think. You may eat regularly, you may even eat healthy, but many seniors unknowingly fall short on one essential nutrient: protein. You see, your muscles are living tissue. They break down and rebuild every single day. But if your body doesn't have the building blocks, especially as you age, it can't keep up. 1 cup of tea and toast in the morning, a sandwich for lunch, a light dinner. It might feel like enough. But your muscles are quietly starving for the protein that once came so easily. Mary, 76, from Vermont, used to garden every day. She began losing strength in her legs and blamed it on her age. But when her dietitian gently suggested a high-protein drink each morning, made with almond milk, Greek yogurt, a scoop of protein powder, and berries, she felt stronger within weeks. Your body is still listening. And with the right fuel, it can still build, still fight, still thrive. The secret power of leucine. A muscle builder in your cup. You've likely never heard of it before, but leucine might just be your new best friend. Leucine is an essential amino acid. Think of it as the spark that flips on the switch for muscle repair. Without it, your body can't activate the process to rebuild what's breaking down. And where do you get leucine? From simple foods and drinks high in quality protein. Milk, whey protein, eggs, even certain plant-based options like pea protein contain leucine. And when you combine that with a daily drink, you're giving your muscles exactly what they've been missing. Let's go back to Harold from Ohio. His daughter started making him a smoothie every morning. Unsweetened almond milk, half a banana, a tablespoon of peanut butter, a handful of oats, and 1 scoop of whey protein. It felt silly, he said. A smoothie at my age? But then he noticed his pants weren't sagging anymore. His thighs looked stronger. He was standing up from his recliner without groaning. That silly smoothie, it was giving his body back its dignity. Morning matters. Why timing your drink helps more than you think. Now here's something most folks don't realize. When you nourish your muscles matters almost as much as what you feed them. Muscle breakdown happens fastest after long periods without food, like during sleep. That's why having your protein-rich drink first thing in the morning is so powerful. It stops the breakdown before it starts. It tells your body, I'm here. I've got what you need. Let's rebuild today. Think of it like watering a wilting plant at sunrise. You wouldn't wait until sunset. You'd give it what it needs to stand tall and soak up the sun. Elaine, 82, from Arizona, had chronic fatigue and found herself napping through mornings. She began sipping a warm vanilla protein shake shortly after waking. Her energy lifted. She started walking again, just 10 minutes at first. But it grew. So did her confidence. 1 drink, 1 morning, 1 shift at a time. More than muscles. How strength supports your heart, mind, and spirit. Let's step back for a moment, because this isn't just about biceps or balance. It's about dignity. It's about freedom. Every bit of muscle you preserve helps protect your heart. It helps regulate blood sugar. It reduces inflammation. It keeps you from falling. It helps you open jars, lift groceries, walk through parks, or hug your grandkids tightly. But more than that, it reminds you that you're still capable, that your body isn't giving up. There's an emotional strength that comes with physical strength. It ripples through your confidence, your conversations, your sense of self. You are not disappearing. You are still becoming. And sometimes something as humble as a morning drink can be the first brick in rebuilding your foundation. The forgotten fuel. Why protein matters more than ever after 70. Your body is like a house you've lived in for decades. It's creaked a little more with each passing year. Maybe the doors don't open quite as smoothly. The stairs take longer, the lights flicker from time to time, but it's still yours, still standing, and still capable of being cared for. One of the most important forms of care, especially after 70, is something you may have never thought twice about in your younger years: protein. After age 30, our bodies slowly begin to lose muscle mass, a condition called sarcopenia. It accelerates with age. By the time you're in your 70s or 80s, even small slips in protein intake can lead to significant muscle loss. And with that loss comes more than weakness. It brings instability, more falls, longer recoveries, less energy, less you. But here's the thing. This isn't inevitable, and it doesn't require lifting weights or joining a gym. It begins with fueling your muscles every single day. Take George, 81, from Nebraska. He'd been falling asleep during the day, struggling to get out of his recliner, feeling like life was just slowing down. His doctor suggested a simple morning routine, a high-protein drink with breakfast. Within a month, George was back on his feet, walking to the mailbox without holding the wall, even helping his wife with yard work again. He didn't need a miracle. He just needed nourishment. Have you ever felt like that? Like your body's slowing down without asking your permission? Maybe all it's asking for is more of what it's been missing. You can't turn back the clock, but you can strengthen what remains and build from there. The hidden link: how emotional health shapes your physical strength. You can drink every protein shake in the world, but if your heart feels heavy, your body will too. Muscle loss isn't just about food or age. It's also about how we feel, especially when we feel alone. Loneliness in seniors has been called the new smoking by researchers. That's how dangerous it is. It raises the risk of heart disease, weakens your immune system, and yes, accelerates muscle loss. When you feel disconnected, your body senses danger. It enters a low-grade stress state that eats away at your energy, your motivation, your will to move. Meet Joyce, 77, from Ohio. After her husband passed, she stopped going out. Meals became smaller, walks became shorter, and she began to shrink, physically and emotionally. Her daughter bought her a simple protein smoothie mix and started FaceTiming with her every morning while she drank it. It wasn't just the shake, it was the connection. Within weeks, Joyce was smiling again. She started attending a weekly quilting group. Her appetite came back. So did her color. That's the thing. We are not just bodies. We are stories, emotions, touch, belonging. Have you noticed how your body responds when you feel truly at peace? When someone calls just to hear your voice? When you laugh, even for a moment? This journey to strength isn't just about muscles. It's about mending the invisible fractures inside us. Let's explore next how daily habits, small, quiet rituals, can rebuild what time has worn down, even if you've never done it before. A gentle routine, a stronger body, small habits that build you back up. You don't need to flip your whole life upside down. In fact, the most powerful changes often come from the smallest steps. Let's talk about one of the easiest, most comforting tools to start your day. A warm, protein-rich drink. Not just any drink, but one that blends nourishment with ritual. It could be a morning smoothie with Greek yogurt, peanut butter, a banana, and a little cinnamon. Or maybe a warm almond milkshake with a scoop of protein powder and a splash of vanilla. This isn't about hitting the gym or counting calories. It's about feeding your muscles, first thing, and reminding your body, I still care for you. Now imagine pairing that drink with a few minutes of gentle stretching, opening the window for fresh air, or turning on a favorite song from the 60s or 70s and just swaying in place for a minute. These small, loving actions tell your body you're still alive and you still matter. Take Frank, 82, from North Carolina. He starts every morning with a vanilla protein shake, a short walk to his mailbox, and a deep breath under the oak tree in his yard. His knees still creak, sure, but he no longer wakes up feeling invisible. He says, I feel like I've got a reason to put my shoes on again. What's one small change you could try this week? A shake? A walk? Even 5 quiet minutes before breakfast? It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be yours. The heart of it all. Why spirit and purpose matter. As we grow older, something deeper begins to speak. It's not just our bodies that change, it's our hearts too. You start to ask quietly, what now? The kids are grown, the routines have slowed, and in that stillness, a question rises. What gives your life meaning now? Muscle loss is not just about biology, it's also about spirit. Because when you stop feeling needed, when you stop feeling seen, your body hears that. It begins to slow, to soften, to let go. But here's the good news. You can speak back. With purpose, with intention, with love. That daily drink you make each morning, that's not just for your body. It's a quiet ritual of self-respect. It's a declaration. I still belong to this world. Take Louise, 78, from Idaho. She lost her husband 3 years ago and fell into a fog. Days blurred, meals disappeared. Her strength faded fast. Then one morning, her granddaughter called and said, Grandma, will you teach me how to make your blueberry pancakes? That simple ask changed everything. Louise started cooking again. She began each day with a smoothie to rebuild her energy so she could stand longer in the kitchen. And over time, her mornings became sacred. Blueberry protein shakes, soft music, a prayer whispered over the stove. She says, I didn't just get stronger. I felt like myself again. So let me ask you, gently, what do you want the next chapter of your life to feel like? Because your story isn't over. And how you feel inside shapes how your body responds. You are still becoming. You made it to the end, and that says something powerful about you. It means you're still fighting for your health, still listening, still becoming. You are not too old. You are not done yet. Your body still listens when you care for it. Even now, in your 70s, 80s, or beyond, there is so much that can change. Not because of some miracle cure, but because of steady, gentle attention. You've heard today how a simple daily drink, something as humble as a protein-rich smoothie, can reverse muscle loss. But deeper than that, you've been reminded of something even more vital, that your energy, your strength, your sense of peace, they're not gone. They're waiting. You are not broken. You are simply in a new chapter. And just like any good story, this one has room for surprise, for strength, and for second chances. So if your legs feel tired when you stand, if you've been losing strength and wondering if it's just old age, let today be your turning point. You can nourish your body. You can rebuild what's been lost. You can feel good again, more balanced, more steady, more you. And you don't need to do it all at once. This is your time. Start now, even if it's slow. Even if it's just one small drink in the morning. Every small step is still yours. You've walked a long road to get here. But the path ahead, it's still open and it's full of light. Now, before you go, take a quiet moment to ask yourself, What was one thing today that made you think differently about your health? Maybe it was the simple power of that one daily drink, something you can easily add to your morning routine. Or perhaps it was the reminder that muscle loss isn't just getting old, but something you can gently reverse. And then, ask yourself, what small change will you try starting tomorrow morning? It doesn't have to be big. Maybe it's sipping that nourishing drink, or simply moving your body a little more, or reaching out to someone you care about. Remember, this isn't a race, it's a journey we take together, one step at a time. I'd love to hear from you. Share your stories, your small wins, or even your questions in the comments below. Tag a friend who could use a little hope today. Let's build a community, a place where wisdom, support, and kindness grow with every conversation. If what you heard today resonated with you, please subscribe to this channel, because here, you're not alone. We're walking this path together towards strength, dignity, and joy in every season of life. Thank you for being here, for caring about your health, and for believing that it's never too late to grow stronger.